What is up, people on the internet? JQL here, back with another video. Today's video, I'm doing a custom LEGO showcase video on my custom LEGO minifigure, Kirito, from Sword Art Online. And yeah, the anime is like 5 years old now. Why would you make an anime figure like this, just out of the blue? But the reason why is because, well, I had time. So I was like, and I started watching SAO, and people told me like it was good, so I started watching it. And I got really into it, and I just thought, you know, I'm gonna make Kirito, because, you know, why not? You know, I really didn't have anything to do at the time. I could be making progress on Spider-Man Homecoming figures, even though I'm only making like 2 from the movie. But yeah, I thought, let's just do Kirito, and yeah. This figure, by the way, took like a week of on and off work to finish, by the way, so... yeah, and maybe in the future I'll make more figures from SAO, maybe even for other animes that I watch. So, yeah, I guess let's just get started with the showcase video. Here is Kirito himself in my own custom version in LEGO form, and yeah, so I know usually I go over the accessories, but I'm not going to go over them at the moment, because one, they're already in the sword sheaths I made for him in the back. And 2, I actually wanted to have like a separate segment for them. So anyway, starting with the figure, you can see he has a skater hairpiece. I wanted to sculpt my own hairpiece, but I decided against it. I thought it'd just be too much work, you know. And plus, the skater hairpiece works just fine, in my opinion. And yeah, so the face is fully painted. Really, really proud of the way it turned out. I think it's really great. One of my best painted anime faces in a while. So yeah, and yeah, so moving on to kind of just to show you the back, there's the sword sheath I made for him, and it can store both his swords. I'll explain a little more how it works later when I explain the swords, but yeah. So right now, I'm just going to show you the rest of the figure. So here's the arm, his left arm, anyway. Both arms are different in some way. But one thing you'll notice is that he has, like, light gray lines all the way around his trench coat that took actually 3 tries to make. Here's one failed attempt, and I threw out the second attempt, and yeah, so this is the end result. And one thing that was really irritating was painting all the lines you see there, like, you know, all the light gray lines you see there, not just on the trench coat here and here, but also around his collar, around this 3-dimensional piece of tape right here, and these parts right here. And they do go all the way around the entire trench coat, by the way. And yeah, it was just a really tedious process, to say the least. And yeah, so this, you can also see right here I have a 3D sculpted element that all the tape, like all the straps combine to, you can see there, like this tape here, and yeah. And it's fully painted, by the way, in gunmetal, and so is the little 3D piece on his arm. And I'm really proud of this figure, and how it turned out. And I did paint the legs in there. You can't really see them. Yeah, I guess you can see it right there. But, you know, just because of the trench coat, you can't really see them. But other than that, that's pretty much it for Kirito. And, oh yeah, I also painted on exposed hands, right there on the side. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for Kirito, the figure itself. Pretty self-explanatory, just a black set of arms, legs, hands, and a fully painted custom-made trench coat. So yeah, let's just move on to his accessories. Alright, so here are his accessories, and let's just start off with Dark Repulsor, because it's the only sword name I actually know of in Sword Art Online. And yeah, basically took a standard Lord of the Rings sword, if you guys know what I mean, and decided to sculpt on the little tip right here at the very end, and also cut a few parts to shape it the way that Dark Repulsor is. I had to sculpt a lot with this figure, and especially in his accessories, and they definitely turned out really great. And the only issue I have is, like, you know, the darker green color you see there, that it's not really noticeable from certain angles, so I wish I would have outlined it or something. But if I outlined it, I just would have ruined it. And yeah, so pretty self-explanatory. I really like the color of the sword, and also if I put it to the side, you can see I painted silver on the edges of the entire sword. And yeah, I'm just really proud of this sword. And yeah, putting that to the side, here's this other sword. I can't remember its name, but the base was a tiny tactical sword from what was it, Brick Arms, and I decided to sculpt the end piece right there, sculpted more on the above the hilt, and decided to paint it entirely black and then paint on the silver details. The paint job didn't turn out the best, but you know, I think it turned out better on the side. And yeah, this is definitely a really great sword. And yeah, so real quick, if I just adjust my camera real quick, you can see here's Kirito. This is the back without the swords on. So what I didn't make entire sword sheaths because that would just be impossible for me. I attempted that and it didn't work out at all. So I decided, you know, I'm just gonna make straps on the back. You can see there, on the back of the figure with tape, and so that way I can store the swords on there, like you can see in here. And here, there's another strap of tape that took a while to get right, but there we go. Good enough. And, yeah, so I can store his swords on his back. There we go, that's a lot better. And, yeah, although the sword sheaths don't cover the blade of the sword like they do in the anime, I really don't care, because, like, either way, he's going to be holding them, or they're going to be stored in the back, and you won't really see the blade. I mean, you can see the blade, but it's not a big deal. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Kirito, my version of him in Lego, my custom version, and yeah, so let's just wrap up this showcase video. Here's Kirito holding his swords. I forgot to show that earlier, but yeah, if you want better images, make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Flickr, all 3 links in the description below, where I posted Kirito way more in advance, because yeah, I post there way more than I do on my YouTube. But anyway, so here's Kirito. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this showcase video. Leave a like down below if you like Kirito or SAO, or if you like the figure I made, then leave a like. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, because I do make more figures, more than just anime figures. I make Marvel, DC, Star Wars, way more. Sometimes it's just different figures like this one here. And yeah, so SAO recently got into it, even though it's been out for like 5 years. So that's great. A lot of people say I'm behind on it, and yeah, I know. Now, would I like to make Asuna and other SAO characters? Hell yeah, I would definitely love to, but the problem is, don't have a lot of time. I mean, I had time for Kirito just because, you know, it was just the one time I had, you know, I wasn't busy. But Asuna, that's going to be a project, especially the hairpiece, because with Kirito, I didn't have to sculpt the hairpiece, and usually with anime characters, I have to sculpt the hairpiece, and that's the longest process. But Asuna, that's going to be really hard for me. So if I do make Asuna, I definitely will make another video for her. And yeah, so, and I really do want to make Asuna. And yeah. Now, another thing I want to clarify. Where are the Fairy Tail customs? They're coming. Still got to work on Gray a little more. Got to work on Natsu again. Making a different outfit for him. I finished Lucy. Happy's done. I got to work on Urza. And then once I'm finished with Urza, I will record the showcase for my Fairy Tail customs. Other than that, they're not coming anytime soon. So, yeah. Just be patient. You'll see the Fairy Tail customs eventually. Those of you who actually care about anime. And, yeah. So, I'd say that's pretty much it. Now, if I'm gonna... Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm not gonna watch Season 2, because I heard it's really not the best, so not gonna bother watching Season 2 of SAO. Just if you're wondering. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this showcase video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever video I'll do. I'll see you guys next time.